We are Popcorn, Piss, and Vinegar, giving you a raw take on movies, television, and pop culture. My name is Chris.
I'm Scott.
I'm JB4.
That's it. It's like the fucking Stooges, dude. Hey,
There you
look,
go.
we got to try it. Look. Hello.
Scott.
Hello. It's hard to,
Yeah,
it's
right.
hard to stay in pitch
Yeah, there's the
when
one
someone
fucking
fucks it up.
musician, the non-musician. Hey, dude, harmonize with us.
Yeah.
That's it. Hey, do a take again? Fucking A.
Alright.
All right, so look, we're going to stay away from news this week because a lot of it kind of seems like it's kind of some regurgitated shit. So I'm actually going to do some topics that relate to some of the bigger news items that we've seen out there. So I guess let's tackle it out here. We're going to do a spoilerific hot take from the redheaded flame-haired ginger on The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead. Turn it off now if you don't want me to spoil anything from
Nobody
this season.
cares.
All right.
All right. So here's what it comes down to. I'll just do the recap of where I feel that I and John where we are. So we all followed the show since season 1. Fell in love with the show. The show, I think that at this point was probably at the best. It was in the middle, probably like seasons 5 and 6.
Yeah.
Where they go to Terminus. We get the
Yeah.
episodes like The Grove from season 4. I'd say like season 4 to 6 was where the real strength of the show was. When they get to Alexandra, I think that's when things really start kind of taking the nosedive, so to speak.
Yeah, with Negan's impending appearance, it got boring somehow. How do you do that?
Well,
I don't know. Based on everyone I've talked to that's read the comic.
I think the lead up to Negan was actually pretty fantastic. Like when they went and they did the whole like paramilitary assault on the fucking satellite to television station that had like the old school satellite, the old school satellite dishes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
all that shit. I thought
Yeah.
that was really cool. And what's great is like they go in there, they basically shoot the fuck out of everything. And what's amazing is at the end of the show, it's kind of like, well, shit, man, they killed like 30 people. And everybody's like, yeah, dude, yeah, you killed 30. Well, guess what? There's like 300 motherfuckers that are still out there. And the whole mysteriousness of the We Are Negan thing was really cool. And then we get to the lead up and, it was just kind of lackluster, That's just kind of like my feeling. But then we go through and now they're going to put together what's called All Out War, where they're going to fight Negan, which was last season. They do all of these like fucking boring episodes. One in particular that comes to mind is with the character Tara. She finds like this village that's comprised of all women, and they have like all the machine guns and all that shit, which I mean is an interesting concept and cool, but
Is that the trash heap people?
No, not the trash heap people.
It's Oceanside.
this was the ocean side that was all women, and what happened was they found out that the reason these women were killers and overprotective of their own villages is because Negan came in and killed all the menfolk.
All the men and the children.
Yeah, all the men and all the children. They only left the women to survive.
Right. The women and all the females.
Yeah.
They killed all the males. Kids, doesn't matter. They killed them all. Which,
Jeez.
the slow burn to that is, yeah, exactly. You're like, Jesus, that should have been some huge thing. And it really, it was, for a hot minute it was, and then they glanced over it and it was gone. And they never really revisited the Oceanside people again. And then it comes up in the second to last episode just now. And you're like, oh, that's right. I get it. That's why. So
we're up to snuff on that end. We're up to the point of all out war. That's where we are. And we had to all out get the fuck out of there, John and I, because the problem with it is that when you start all out war and you drive up to Negan's front door and it's kind of like, we're going to blow the fuck out of you, counting to 10. And that was all that bullshit. So, and then
there was a lot of count to tens.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Okay, 20.
Yeah, right. It's like the old Robin Williams thing when Gaddafi fucking threatened Ronald Reagan and he did the line of death. Cross this line and you'll die. Okay, cross this line and you'll die. All right. So Scott, I'm sorry. Go ahead and pull us up to snuff now after All Out War.
So All Out War, you get to the end of All Out War and you find out that Rick captures Negan as opposed to killing him, and everybody's pissed because Rick wants to just capture him. He wants to do it for Carl because Carl loved Negan and he didn't want him to kill him, and he didn't want Rick to turn into a killer. So they capture Negan. They put him. So
now this is before Carl dies, right? Or this is
Carl dies. Coral dies.
See, the thing with Coral is that in the fucking comic books, after All Out War, yes, Negan is put in jail. But what's pretty fucking crazy is that Coral has like full out conversations with Negan.
I'll get to that.
Okay, all right. So I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So
there's gonna be a lot of I'm sorries.
For that, the reason I don't think Coral's still in the show, I think there was some kind of. I know he had to go to school and he wanted to do his thing, but then his old man said some shit on social media.
Fuck school.
And he's out. He's off the show, and so I feel like that they had to really just kind of start rewriting around him. I don't think their plan was to kill that dude off.
You can always learn shit. It's like the whole thing, it's like, well, look, dude, the Denver Broncos is going to sign the third string quarterback. Well, fuck, dude, he wanted to be a dentist at LSU. Well, fuck, he can always go back and be a dentist. Go make fucking 200 a year sitting on the bench until they run you off.
Well, that leads us up to anyway. So he's out, and
I'm sorry.
They go into this season, and it's a lot of just tired episodes. It's a lot of after effects. Oh, now we have these communities, and now we need to live together, and we need to do it for Coral, and we need to live together, and we need to become a community. But Maggie wants to kill Negan, but Rick doesn't want to kill Negan, and it's really boring shit till we get up to like second or third episode, and it's like the final days of Rick Grimes' final episodes on The Walking Dead, and I'm thinking this is a pretty weird marketing ploy. The final days of Rick Grimes, like not Andrew Lincoln leaving the show, it's Rick Grimes leaving the show. It's like this is weird. Anyway, so
nobody knows who the fuck Andrew Lincoln is by name.
Right.
They do, but I'll drive that point home in a second. They get to they build this bridge to connect the communities together, so there's more trade and more, because at this point they're making gas out of corn.
Okay, so we have Alexandria. We have the hilltop, which is Maggie's people.
Right.
Then you have the kingdom, which is Ezekiel and all those people. Is he dead or is he still alive? All right, so he's still kicking.
And we have the saviors, they're the grunts.
Right, the saviors are the trash people, right?
No, the saviors are the saviors. That's Negan's people.
Oh, that's right. Okay,
there is no trash people.
So what happens to the trash people?
They got killed.
All right, so the trash people got fucked up.
Simon, Negan's second guy. Remember that guy?
Yeah, the burn victim dude?
No, Simon is the guy from Westworld. Forget it. Anyway, his lieutenant goes in and just wipes out all the trash heap people.
Oh,
leaves the chick. Leaves Jadis, the woman in charge. Leaves her.
So the trash people basically were pointless.
No.
They were okay.
They weren't. Leads me to my next. It all builds to something.
Okay, all right.
It's a very slow.
Well, that's Walking
burn.
Dead, and that's the problem.
problem.
Everybody got tired. That shit was good in the beginning, but now it's always been a slow burn.
It's very, except for Terminus, which was too fast. Too fast.
I think Terminus was perfect.
Yeah, me too.
Perfect.
Well,
me too.
So they get all. So anyway, they build this bridge, and the bridge is but the bridge isn't finished yet because the saviors don't want to be the grunts anymore. They want to fucking have guns and they want to kill and everything like that.
Right.
Then you find out that the saviors are being killed off. They're being killed off by the Oceanside women.
Okay.
Surprise.
Yeah, because they want revenge.
Comes back. They want revenge.
Right. Which is cool.
The bridge doesn't get finished. It's kind of finished, but not quite finished. And
what about the people that wear those zombie skins? Have they come in yet? The Whispers?
Not there yet.
We're not there yet, huh?
So for whatever reason, Rick and Daryl are out, whatever, palling around, and there's two hordes
knocking dicks together
coming towards the city, the Alexandria, and they want to take out the hordes. So Rick gets on this horse. He's like, I'm gonna lead them away, and Daryl's like, no, cry. And Rick's like, no, I'm going to do it.
Did he really cry?
I don't know. He gets on a horse, and he starts riding away, and the horse freaks out because there's two giant hordes, and Rick falls off and gets impaled by one of these rhubarb things.
A rebar? Okay.
Rebar, yeah. Not
a rhubarb, no.
Not a rhubarb. A rebar. And that's how last episode ended.
Okay.
This episode opens with him getting himself off and then having a fever dream for 40 minutes.
Oh,
It's terrible. It's terrible.
Bad.
All right, but
so,
let me tell you.
So this is where we get Shane, and
that's where we get the Shane. I'm not even going to get into it, but it opens with him getting himself off, and then Jadis. Remember I told you about Jadis?
Yes.
She has been in touch with some people in a helicopter.
Okay, all right. So this is the helicopter that we saw from the very first episode. Okay.
Yeah. So you're like, a helicopter? What's this all about? they haven't really told you what it is, but they keep saying, hey, Ann or Jadis or whatever, hey, you need to get us an A or a B. And she's like, I'll get you an A, but I might have to get you a B. But you got to come take me away from this place. And so,
so in other words, they're farming.
They're farming. They're
Right.
exactly.
They're farming for people.
They are.
Yeah.
She's trading people. They don't say it yet, but I have a feeling they're trading for the cure. They want an A person is someone who's infected. A B person is someone who's not infected yet.
Okay.
And,
all right.
So remember
Yeah, but
that.
I thought everybody was infected though.
Fully infected. Like
Oh, you're talking about somebody who's been bit.
just bitten. Just bitten. That's what they want.
Okay. All right. I got you. All right. So they want someone who's freshly bit.
Freshly bit.
Is Rick freshly bit?
We're not there yet.
Yeah,
So
of course he's not.
Anyway, fast forward to the bridge, Sid. The horde's coming at him. He decides, I'm going to take him to the bridge, but I'm going to kill the bridge. So he destroys the bridge. Everybody sees the
I
destruction
love the
of the
fucking
bridge.
accent. So great.
And he gets washed away into the river. All the zombies get washed away into the river. The horde's just flowing away. Everybody's crying. "Wah!"
Yeah.
And then go back to Jadis. And she's like, hey, you got to come pick me up. There's the helicopters coming about to get her.
Yep.
And he's like, you gotta
A
come
is
pick me up.
floating away.
And that's it. She goes, I got you. I don't have an A, but I got you a B.
Yeah.
And she looks over and she picks up Rick and she takes him off into the helicopter and he flies away into the sunset.
So he flies away into the sunset, and then immediately after that, on the fucking horrible Talking Dead TV show,
oh no,
he's the guest.
he's not the guest, but they do an interview with him.
Okay, so they did
Okay.
all right. So they did an interview with him, and he reveals that they are going to do now. Walking Dead is now going to turn into a multimedia extravaganza.
Well, we knew that. We knew
with movies and fucking
He's getting
movies.
a movie trilogy.
He's getting a movie trilogy.
But where is
Correct.
these movies going to be released in the
AMC?
theater?
Nope. They're going to be AMC original.
So they're going to be
movie.
made for TV movies.
Yep.
Okay, and I would imagine now, because as I told you guys, I think last episode, I listened to the Robert Kirkman episode with Kevin Smith during his interview, and he kind of alluded to the fact that now AMC is trying to use Walking Dead as kind of like their content generator for streaming service.
Yes, because I've also read that Kirkman is out of his deal with AMC and he's moving to Amazon to
Yeah.
do stuff over there. So I don't know I know Gimple is really in charge of writing and kind of directing this universe per se.
Yeah.
And
But he's still involved though.
Oh, he's
Kirkman.
still involved,
He is still
absolutely.
involved, but the way he said it is that he sits in on the writing room,
right.
which is basically
So let me just get you real fast to this part. They show Rick fly off
Too
into the
late.
distance. Yeah, I know, right? They show him fly off into the distance, and then immediately, like you see a barn, and then immediately,
It's like a metaphor for something. There
You
goes our ratings.
Yeah.
Flying away into the sunset.
Then you see the barn go from new to old. And so you can tell that they kind of fast forwarded into the future.
Right.
And you see a bunch of like new characters fighting some zombies, and they're crowded by the zombies. The zombies are about to get them, and next thing you know, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom. All these zombies are just getting taken out by headshots, and these people start running towards where the person with the gun is, and they get to the person, and it's Judith, a little girl named Judith.
Oh, okay.
And she's got a katana, a gun, and she puts on Carl's hat.
Oh, okay. So they
And there it
basically,
is.
see.
they took the old man Carl storyline. Not the storyline.
No.
They took the old man Carl picture that somebody was a fan drawn
Yeah.
piece of artwork, and what it was Carl from the comics with the sheriff's hat, Michonne's katana, Daryl's
okay.
crossbow, and all that shit. And basically, Carl carries the legacy.
Minus the crossbow, but yeah.
Carl carries the legacy of everyone with him. So apparently, Judith now will be the.
She'll be the badass Carl.
So I mean, is
I
this going to
see.
be a spin-off series?
No,
with,
no. So my point is they
So
went
that was
6
just-
years. No.
Okay.
This show has now gone 6 years into the future.
Oh, okay.
So there is no more. So in like I
right.
just
So
told
now,
you that it's
so
kind of
now
been-
from a story narrative, Rick's been gone for 6 years.
Yep.
Even though.
Yeah. For
Right.
it's
And
a story.
so it's just essentially like a stylus arm just went boom, 6 years into the future,
Yep.
and now that's where the
How the
show's
West-
going to take.
Dude,
How
they
the West
showed-
was won.
They showed like scenes from the next 3 episodes, and like Carol has long witch white hair now. Everybody's got fresh new looks.
Oh, so that, well, hey, look, that, dude,
So-
that might be what the show needs.
And I was just about to
Maybe
say-
that's it, man. I mean, dude, if you're going to, in a way, you're reinventing it.
They're rebooting the show
Well,
with
I
these
mean,
characters.
Well, if they're rebooting the show, dude, I'll be honest with you. I'll give it a shot.
So
With a
that's
reboot?
where the Whisperers come in. They show
Okay.
scenes and they show Eugene and one of the other characters.
Oh, so he's still alive.
Yes. They're hiding, and you hear walkers go by and like, where are they? Where are they? So they're thinking, oh my God, the walkers have evolved. 6 years. Makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And
right.
so they're trying to figure it out. So we haven't met the Whisperers. They haven't introduced
So in other
them
words,
as the
now
Whisperers.
in other words, there's a young girl who is Rick's son that will now be kind of like the lead resident,
starter, yeah.
little ass kicker.
Yes.
That's
Yep.
it. And that's how
So
they
and Michonne.
and that's
and that's
it.
how they showed the previews for the next episode. Like they bring in these new characters. And
So is
Michonne's
Michonne
like,
still around?
Yes,
Okay.
Michonne's like,
Wow. So in other words, starting next episode,
Yeah.
the new
Yep.
timeline takes
Yes.
over. Well, hey man, fuck. Look, that's pretty bold.
So I would
mean-
say the boldness. I mean the fact that it was so tired for so long, right?
Well-
And right that. But you know what they did? They put a finale in the middle of their season, only to give you a rebooted show for 3 more episodes, only to give you another finale for a mid-season finale.
Well, I mean, in a way, I think that's pretty cool because what you could do now is that if you're going to do made-for-TV AMC movies, what you can do is kind of use that 6-year time gap to where they can establish other things in the background to have it connect later.
So
I
Gimple
mean,
says
that's cool.
Gimple
I mean,
says that the trilogy that Rick's going to be in is basically going to fill in from the moment he's taken away till the 6 years down the line.
Okay.
That you're going to tell Rick's story. It's not going to be used as a shoot off for other series. This is just a trilogy for
Yeah.
movies. They are going to have the web series, like they said. They're going to do
Yeah.
offshoots.
Is
But
Negan still around?
Negan is still around. But what
Holy
he
shit.
did say, which I found was interesting, is that he's going to do it. He's going to put some time, like some of the shows are going to be in the future, and they're going to tell what's happened in the past, like that
See,
kind
but
of
that's kind of cool,
storytelling.
though. I mean, you can kind of go
Other
back and do
places
that.
in the world. They're not just going to focus on
I'm
Atlanta.
sitting there looking at John. He looks completely
know.
fucking unimpressed.
It is- and it-
completely. I mean, dude, look, I'm not.
Like Walking Dead disavowed me from the whole fucking genre. Like there's a movie called The Girl with All the Gifts that everyone's been going apeshit about, but as soon as I read zombies, I went out, done. No, I
Yeah.
have no interest. I'm so fucking done.
I'll say this, and then I won't say anymore. He did say that Gimple did say that they're not going to oversaturate us with Walking Dead. Like you're not going to have 2 or 3 shows going on parallel at the same time. He's gonna, it's gonna be like this show, then this show, then we'll put this out, then we'll put that out. But he also said that the movie, the first Rick movie, is going to be sooner than later. So he also the reason
They said that's going to start shooting as early as next year.
Yeah, they said for Andrew Lincoln, instead of having a 9-month schedule in the U.S. away from his family, now he's like 2 months.
2 months.
2
Yeah.
months
Yeah.
production time.
Well, and
he
that's
goes
exactly
home.
it. It's good for him, and that keeps his, because I mean, dude, he is the star of the show. But what I think is pretty fucking cool is the fact that you accelerate the Judith character. That was a lot of shit with a lot of comic book fans got pissed off when they killed off Carl. Dude, me included. When I heard they killed off Carl, I'm like, dude, fuck this show. But I think the thing with Judith is it's cool. I think it's good because I mean, dude, in the comics, fucking Judith dies in utero.
Right.
I mean, she
Oh,
doesn't
wow.
even. Yeah, she's not even born. In fact, she is killed with Laurie during the prison escape against the governor. Yeah, they open up the machine guns and basically cut. Yeah, they cut Laurie in half with Judith in her belly. So I mean, yeah, she's.
Scott just did a little like body performance of the assassination of this child, and it's way more entertaining than the last 3 seasons of Walking
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did the bullet through the back and then the melon explosion through the
Yeah,
stomach. So
exactly.
hey, good job, man.
Dead. Yeah.
That's it, man.
Good stuff.
All over radio. Anyway, I'm kind of excited about that, but
Well, cool, dude. You can let us know how it is.
let
And,
you
know.
and look, no bullshit. Look, I mean, I don't. Unfortunately, I'm a Hulu Live subscriber, so I don't have AMC as part of my plan.
not yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, not yet anyway. But dude, eventually it'll hit Netflix, and if you tell me it's good, fuck, I'll give it a watch.
I
I'll
have
give
a
it a watch.
feeling. I have a feeling that those movies might go to Netflix too.
I think so.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, they got to
I,
make some money off of that because he said they're gonna be feature presentation quality.
Well, that's
not
cool,
just
man.
okay.
Hey, that's
bullshit.
awesome. And speaking of Netflix, now we'll hand the floor over to John, who was talking about, you were reading an article about Marvel and their viewing. Well, not Marvel. It was just using Marvel as the model. But actually something to do with algorithms and how Netflix viewing is taking into account, which is pretty interesting. I kind of perused the article. Why don't you fill us in and give us the framework?
Well, what was so fascinating about it to me was the reason it's all speculative. Netflix is keeps their numbers very close to the vest, which is smart. They don't disclose those numbers.
And the reason they say this is because I don't know if this is true or not. I can only go off of what somebody tells me, especially for something that travels through virgin territory like this. And when I mean virgin territory, I mean, dude, streaming is still a relatively new medium.
The article did say why, but go ahead.
The CEO of Netflix claims the reason why they don't release their numbers is because they don't want to set expectations of one show over another. That's basically what he said.
Well, he also,
so in other words, you have something that blows up like fucking Ozark.
Right.
And then you have something that comes along that's glow, that's as good in quality, but they don't want the actual viewership to actually bastardize what the audience perceives things to be.
They are going for target demographics, is what they said in the article.
Oh, no fucking doubt.
So, like, I don't know if you guys saw that Halloween cooking show.
I know what it is, yeah.
Okay. So there's very little overhead in that, but the numbers may not be all that impressive relative to, say, Haunting of Hill House, but...
Which I saw, by the way. It was fantastic. It was really good.
Amazing. But it essentially cleans up the, Gothic cooking circuit. It's a win for them. You know what I mean? If they've got unique content that does well, and they know the numbers they need to hit, and they can't educate the mass-consuming public on the nuances of their numbers. So they're just keeping it private. So that's good. Good on them. But what was interesting is that they basically had a graph. There was some other company that's able to monitor the U.S. audiences.
Yeah, I did read that.
And Daredevil, boom, through the roof. Jessica Jones, Daredevil season 1 through the roof. Jessica Jones, almost as much. Then Luke Cage, so there was a decreasing return, but it was still doing very well, even the first season of Iron Fist. After Iron Fist, The Defenders, way low. And then every other season was diminishing returns relative to The Defenders.
Did you see what this company reported about Daredevil Season 3? Did you see what they said about that?
They said that it's the first time that ratings have gone up since The Punisher, and then before that.
They said in its second week in the U.S. market, Daredevil lost 57% of viewing. They say which is like an all-time high. So
it's just,
lost?
Yeah, lost.
Yeah. And
down 57%.
The overall trend of Marvel shows has been decreasing, and then everybody sat down and said, they did a referendum. Like, why? What are the reasons? And what are the things they said?
We know the fucking reasons.
Well,
the movies are larger than life. You fall in love with those characters. It is huge fucking big. And the thing with it is you sit there and you say, okay, well, look, I mean, that was always my problem with S.H.I.E.L.D. Fuck the writing shit. This was my issue with S.H.I.E.L.D. S.H.I.E.L.D. is portrayed as being an organization that is like Men in Black on crack. It's like taking Men in Black and the NSA and combining it together with Matrix-level computer technology.
Right.
Then they give it a fucking ABC budget and they show it on the show, and I'm like, dude, I'm used to watching fucking these guys fly around in what they call Quinjets, which is like this, fucking HVOT, fucking bullshit
spaceship.
It's like basically like a futuristic fighter plane. And dude, they're fucking packing up in a C-130 in the fucking show. I'm like, dude, really?
Okay. Well,
I don't.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I think the reason that show might have lost viewership was because it came out at the wrong time. Because I don't agree. I was marketed 15 shows at the time that show came out.
You're getting into the area that I was about to cover, that they cover in this article, which is that if you're going to make me sit through 13 episodes, they better be fucking great. And if you do 13 more episodes, then 13 more episodes, and they've essentially oversaturated the demographic and once the Defenders came out, everyone was still pissed off about Iron Fist. Hardly anyone watched the Defenders, even though it was 8 episodes. Then they feel obligated to have watched that to follow what was going on in Luke Cage, which you may or may not be all that into anyway if Daredevil was your bag, because you know that they were all together. And at a certain point, you're like, I don't have the fucking time and energy to rewatch.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's too much content. It's
Yeah.
all...
Yeah, but Daredevil season 3, I feel like doesn't even go back to that. It really just deals with the Daredevil stuff.
Well, and I think, but I think that's
because he's fucked up because he was in the temple when it all came down.
I think that is a
right.
result of what John's saying, is the fact that it's like, well, it's all connected. Yeah, dude, it's all connected. And I mean, it's a lot different than watching a 2-hour movie. I mean, dude, it's a
Right.
lot fucking different.
Yeah,
You can go and zone
hell of a
out.
lot different.
I mean, dude, that's the thing. I mean, look, Black Panther, I've probably watched that movie, probably about 5 or 6 times, like since it was released on Netflix. And the good thing about it is it's background noise. I can
Right.
fold my laundry, I can fuck off, I can pay my bills, I can do whatever. I can watch fucking Black Panther in the background.
Right.
Sit there, oh yeah, this is okay, this is bullshit. Oh, dude, fucking awesome. I love this part. Turn around, watch it for fucking 10 minutes and turn
Right.
back around. And dude, that's the thing. It's a whole lot different with 13 hours of content, especially 13 hours of content that really slows down and tries to develop these characters.
Right.
You feel more compelled to watch. It's one thing about what we were talking about the show Homecoming, which is yet another show that was based out, that was a podcast that was given the green light for a television series. I've been watching that. What I like about that show, 25-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Fucking great, dude.
Right?
Bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
10 episodes, 2.5 hours of content.
Perfect.
Quick. Fucking quick. And that's what I like about it. It's what I liked about Glow. 30-minute fucking episodes.
Done.
Done.
And what I found interesting is now that Disney's opening their streaming service, they're not announcing 13-episode runs
Nope.
of Loki.
No.
They're only doing 2 to 3 to 4 episodes.
And they're smart too, because the thing with it is Disney on the other side of it too is, dude, why do you watch Marvel? You watch it for the marquee fucking heroes. They're going to
Right.
come in there and say, okay, look, dude, we're going to come out with original shows. How about this shit? We're going to give you a series based on Loki. We're going to give you a series based on fucking Scarlet Witch and Vision. Oh, and for good measure, we're going to throw some buddy shit in there, because that fucking combination between Falcon and Bucky was fucking hilarious in Civil
It was.
War.
Right.
So we're going to give you that and give you some buddy shit on top of that.
Yeah.
Dude, you're taking the characters directly from the movies and plugging them in. Dude, you know how fucking huge it is if they get Downey to fucking do that shit?
Oh yeah.
Massive.
And
we're going to give you a 2-hour, we're going to give you 4 1-hour Iron Man solo adventure.
Yeah.
Dude, it's unbelievable.
And they're going to be bite-sized. It's bite-sized. It's you're going to make time for 4 episodes of something before 13 of a much lower tier.
And that's the great thing about Downey. You don't even have to have Downey play Iron Man. All he's got to play is fucking Tony Stark.
Yeah.
Real fast to kind of go back to the first topic we're on.
Mm-hmm.
If AMC were smart, that's what they would do. They would do 4 and
That's
5
what I'm
and
saying.
6 episodes and just be done, just like Chris said.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
That's how it
be done.
dovetails to my point. I think
Go
Walking
ahead.
Dead just became this. I mean, the zombies, the perfect metaphor. It just kept fucking going and going and going and going. And if you miss an episode or two, you're
doesn't
just sort of like,
matter.
wait, what's going on here?
I disagree. I think Gary hit the nail on the head. I was talking to him, famed PPV guy, multi-guest,
Yeah.
Gary Rucker.
Or Alec Baldwin without the abuse.
Right, proprietary. Right, it does not call
Yeah.
his child fucking pigs. We
Right.
got him. So I was talking to Mother Rucker, and he told me, he said, dude, if I miss an episode of Walking Dead, I know that I can pick it up in 3 episodes, and I know exactly what the fuck's happening.
Right.
Because the show moves so slow, you don't miss anything. It really is the
Yeah.
truth. He says, dude, you could, if you got 6 episodes, you can watch 1, 3, and 6 and be fine.
Right. I mean, there are spasms of enormous, relevance.
So-
like when, certain main characters die, and
Right.
and then
Yeah, I
of
mean,
course,
that kind of
they
bullshit.
They do long form psychological warfare, and I mean, at any point, if I'm like, wait, what the? Oh, it's probably some bullshit. Fuck this show. I'm
So what about-
done. It's
So-
too much content, and it's too redundant.
I want to go back to something real quick that you had mentioned, though. We got the whole thing down with overload of content, without question. But this is
Right.
something that I want you to recover. And I don't know if it was covered in the article or not, but targeting demographics. What do you think of the examples of the type of shows that you're seeing on Netflix? What audience do you think that they're trying to target?
All of them. They apparently have 2,000 subcategories of like they've got profiles set up, and if you go to the trouble of liking things,
which
then,
I don't do.
Well,
That's why
I do.
That's why they changed their
You do?
algorithm.
Right. I do it, but here's why. Because I let my sister
said
and her
do-do.
I said do. I let my sister and her boyfriend watch it, and he likes fucking
don't.
Duck Dynasty, and he ruined. Like, I was getting shit suggested to me.
That's why I set up.
And I was like,
different
you have to
profiles.
get. I set up the profile. I said, either you use that profile immediately or you're out. I'm fucking changing the password.
John the liberal getting
Oh,
fucking
dude,
killed
yeah.
by
Duck Dynasty, and like all
Fucking
these other
awesome.
fucked up documentaries I had zero interest in, and I was
Yeah,
like,
right.
stop using my account.
Yeah, right.
Like, my account, the raccoon is me. Don't use that. Use the other two fucking faces.
Netflix did mention a couple of months ago, they said that they changed their algorithm, and they changed it on purpose to where they erased everybody's likes. And they said that they went through that shit, and I'm
Yeah,
willing
they
to
did.
bet it's exactly what you guys said. They're changing their algorithms to where they can collect information differently.
Yeah, I mean they've apparently dramatically improved the ability to profile you, and I mean, I find that my feed recommendations are having way more stuff that I'm at least passively interested in. So
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, and this is another thing that Scott and I talked about with all this Halloween content that just came almost out of nowhere with Haunting on Hill House.
Out of nowhere.
Fucking horror fans, man, horror fans. Those fucking guys, look, man, they're a good niche.
Right.
I mean, dude, it's fucking Walking Dead, I think, was successful. Is that Spike TV had this little fucking niche of horror movies that everybody was doing in the middle of the fucking night, and it was capturing an audience that was there that no one was capitalizing on.
Well, since Disney kind of are burying the knife in their back, I told Scott, I was like, they should try and strike a deal with Blumhouse and just go fucking apeshit.
Yeah, but
You
dude,
know?
even at the point is, but that's the thing, man, is that with this fucking thing on the horizon now, with everybody streaming, dude, why in the fuck would Blumhouse not just say,
I'll do my own shit.
fuck it, I'll just do my own fucking shit? I mean, he's if you think he's the master of taking nothing and making something out of it.
Yeah, but I mean,
for no price.
right, but you're going up against Disney and Netflix from zero.
When that dude goes, all right, let's.
I mean, and also there's Shudder, which is another horror streaming service.
Yeah,
which is, I mean,
See, that might be the thing with Blumhouse, is that he might actually be smarter to jump on. With Shudder. You know?
maybe Netflix is so much bigger.
the distribution.
Yeah, that's true.
The distribution. I mean, I think he'd generate much more wins for Netflix, and Netflix just throw fucking money at that guy, and he can have like 10 shows. You know,
Yeah.
like I think that Netflix is trying to gird its loins for Disney's emergence.
Oh,
'cause
absolutely.
Everyone's going to get Disney,
and I think that's
Everyone's
what's
gonna get
everybody's going to get Disney, and I think it's very smart of them. I mean, you can look at the kind of shows. I mean, dude, look, Ozark obviously is after the fucking Breaking Bad audience.
Oh, yeah.
They knew that show was successful. I mean, dude, everybody. I've never seen an episode of Breaking Bad. I know what it's about. I know the gist. A lot of people that saw the show, greatest show in the history of television.
You would have loved
They all
it.
said that.
You would have loved it.
I would have loved it, but like I said, I just
But
take
you
it.
caught Ozark, and Ozark is your Breaking Bad.
Well, no, I mean, the thing with it is with Ozark, it was like right time. And what
Right.
it was, I was like, here's something that's brand new, and here's something I only have to invest 10 hours in instead of
Exactly.
fucking,
That's right.
instead of 40 hours.
Well, the
into
first
it.
episode, like
I just
Breaking
caught it
Bad-
at the right time.
The Breaking Bad started a little slower. Ozark fucking
Because it's-
blew up, took off.
Well, and that's exactly it. You
The
know what I mean?
Netflix original, there's a lot more hits than there is misses. for
Yeah,
those
dude,
guys.
well,
They got a lot of content, dude. They're producing 300 television shows a year. 300.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But
and
you know
dude,
what's-
and not cheap shit either, man.
No.
I mean, fucking marquee, expensive
But
stuff.
Back to the algorithm niche thing. Some of them are marketed to me
Right.
or you. Some
Right.
of them aren't.
See, honestly, I think that they're kind of
True.
happy to be out of the fucking Marvel business because
Yeah.
they know what's
Yeah.
going to end up happening. The thing with it is all that's going to get sucked up and absorbed by Disney. But what's good about it also is Disney can take that shit and just throw it on Hulu, and then that's the end of that crap, which they
Yeah.
probably won't. They'll just let it fucking die. But the other side of it too is that if you notice, now Netflix is buying content for smaller comic book companies. Dude,
Yeah.
Netflix bought Mark Millar's fucking shit. Granted, they didn't get Kick-Ass, but I mean, they got everything else. Dude, the guy that sings for that fucking band on My Chemical Romance, he wrote a comic book called Umbrella Academy, which is kind of like an answer to Neo X-Men, basically.
Okay.
They bought the rights to that, to produce a show based on Umbrella
Did
Academy.
they get Kingsman too, or
Yeah, Mark Millar had Kingsman, but naturally they didn't get Kingsman, and they didn't
Right.
get Kick-Ass because
Kick-Ass.
they were signed off to other companies.
Sure.
So
It's knowing your audience and marketing to those people, and then you can just keep marketing to them because they will keep buying from you.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
It's
weird.
instead of throwing out a Marvel or a Star Wars that's very blanket, it's very big, it's very, you might like it, you might not, whatever. It's very
Well, they can get their own
vanilla.
niche. Look, dude, I mean, what Netflix answer to science fiction? They did the fucking Lost in Space. They did that.
Right.
I didn't watch it, but I heard it was very well
It's good.
received.
it's good.
And you know, when you got shows like The
Altered Carbon
Bodyguard,
is better.
Yeah,
you got
right.
Bodyguard with 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah,
like,
well, that's it. And you got
rolling.
altered carbon. You got fucking Bodyguard. You got, what's the other? We got Black Mirror, dude. I mean, shit. I mean, that's it. And what's good about it is what I think is cool about that stuff is that Netflix kind of fucking lucked out. Black Mirror's popularity, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that it landed on Netflix. And what's good about it is that Netflix, with that new technology, I think the thing with it is it was kind of like business model cross-pollinated with the theme of Black Mirror. It almost feels in a way to where Black Mirror is a Netflix creation, where it already was, and just kind of like say, well, dude, this is seamless, and fucking Booker just sold it to him, you know? So, I mean, the end.
What's incredible to me, like you really got to give it to Netflix, is they did a great job of anticipating the marketplace. Because once they were successfully streaming, other people started talking about streaming their own content.
Oh, yeah.
And by the time
No
they
doubt.
actually got wheels up to do it, they are going all in on original shit that's going to be theirs.
Yeah. Well, and I'm going to leave it with this because we're running out of time here, but I'll just leave it on this note. See, the only thing is that Netflix went in and paved the way, and they created a lot of their own shit, which is expensive to produce. The thing now with content shit now is that a lot of these people, they will produce new original content to draw in subscribers and that stuff, but man, they have a lot of beloved content that has already been paid for 100 fucking times
Oh, yeah.
over. DC is a prime example.
Yep.
Dude, we're going to create 5 shows. Okay, bango. We'll do 5 shows. We'll do it in the fun. We'll throw a little bit more money at it since we have direct subscribers and stuff. But man, a lot of the beloved content that we own, Batman animated series, Superman animated series, all the TV shows, the movies, all that bullshit and everything, we'll throw it on there. That shit's been paid for gajillion times already. We're just fucking return on investment. So,
Right.
and Disney will be in the same boat. So,
Oh, absolutely.
abso-fucking-lutely. So, all right, boys, anything to add?
No.
Yeah, man, good show. I like this. No
Yeah,
pressure.
good times.
Good stuff. A little bullshit. So there it is. All right. Well, look, we appreciate you guys listening. Jump over to iTunes. Please subscribe. If you're a true fan of the show, we'd appreciate you to write us a review. Leave us 5 stars. Also, join the PPV Guys group. We're posting shit there all the time, bullshitting with one another, busting balls. Always a good time. So send an invite over there, and we'll make you part of the group. Also, look, we do the same thing for Scary Thoughts, and Scary Thoughts. Side quest real quick. They go listen to their Halloween episode, man. They didn't talk about anything in particular. They just went and bullshit. And there's a lot of funny stories on there. As far as Chad's some of Chad's stories back in the day of working as a bartender and getting in a fight with a guy. They actually they ate chocolate that had peppers in it, and Mark almost puked. It's really fucking funny
Damn,
shit.
okay.
So yeah, check that show out, and also our brothers and sisters over there at Not Real Radio. So,
Good peeps.
all right, y'all. Thanks for listening and seeing.